What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're in the final chapter of NBA 2K25. We're going to be heading back to the Lebron era in honor of the announcement by the Chicago Bulls today, as we're recording this, on their Twitter, that they'll be retiring Derrick Rose's number. And as we're all aware, Derrick Rose is simply iconic as far as Chicago is concerned. So I felt this video was a fun and necessary one to do. So let's go ahead and jump in and rebuild the Chicago Bulls in the LeBron James era in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you'd like to help us reach that goal by hitting the subscribe button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Obviously, when you think of the name Derrick Rose, I hardly ever see any negativity around that man. He is simply loved by everybody. We all know what he could have been had the injury not have happened, had he not been out there for no reason. Who knows what this man would have simply become. He was an absolute stud back in the day. Now, unfortunately, he was before my time. Like, I'm not trying to say my time because I was alive, but I wasn't watching NBA like that, unfortunately. Like, I had friends that would talk. I knew of Derrick Rose simply because I had friends that would talk about him so highly. That's how iconic he simply was back in the day. I remember one of my friends like simply making me watch his highlight videos back when I didn't even really care about basketball. So pretty wild. But you have Derrick Rose, Carlos Boozer, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Ronnie Brewer, Taj Gibson, CJ Watson. Obviously, this Bulls team had a lot of potential. The injuries just absolutely derailed everything they had going for them. We're in the year of 2010 and 2011, so we're going to go ahead and simulate this first season with Derrick Rose, of course, leading the way. And we're going to try to get this man, Derrick Rose, a rightful ending and get him a championship in Chicago. That's the goal, and I will see you guys at the end of year number one to see if that's achieved in year one or if we maybe stop at the deadline to make a move. I guess it all depends on how we're doing. At the end of year number one, Russell Westbrook wins MVP representing the Thunder. Blake Griffin is your rookie of the year. You got Ginobili winning sixth man. Dwight Howard, defensive player. Drew Holiday is your most improved. And Phil Jackson is your coach of the year. And Wes Levin is your executive of the year. And here's your NBA first team. So I am using a custom roster, by the way, because we all know 2K's, my NBA era rosters aren't the best. Like, I love the idea, but, maybe it's not totally their fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. But the rosters aren't totally the best. But Derrick Rose did average 26 and make All-NBA second team. Here's your All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. And here's our rookie team. So let's go ahead and get straight into things. So we're the first seed in the Eastern Conference going up against the Detroit Pistons. So look at these player stats in full. You had 26 from Derrick Rose, 18 from Carlos Boozer, 16 from Luol Deng, 11 and 15 from Joakim Noah, 10.5 from Korver, 7 from CJ Watson, and 7 from Ronnie Brewer. So let's go ahead and see if we can take out the Pistons in round one, who have Rodney Stuckey, Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Villanueva, Ben Wallace, Ben Gordon, Greg Monroe, and T-Mac. So game one is going to go to the Pistons. So they get a victory over us in game one. Game two is going to go to us, though. This time we do blow them out, so that's a better start. Game three, we're up 2-1. We're up 3-1, and the Pistons scared us there for a second, but we beat them in 5. And now we get the team that obviously that was the front runners every single year back when they had LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. Udonis Haslam's there, James Jones, got Mike Miller. You also have Mario Chalmers. So is this where Norris Cole's on here somewhere too, isn't he? I don't remember. But Ilgauskas, and you got Dexter Pittman. A lot of interesting players here. So game one is going to go to Miami, 113-110. 36 from Boozer. It did not matter. We still lost. Game two is going to be an even series. So 24-9 from Deng, 23-8 from Derrick Rose. Game three is going to go to them, though. And game four is going to go to them. So we find ourselves down 3-1, which honestly, this is kind of the position I wanted to be in year one. I wanted the Miami Heat be the team that beat us because we all know that we need to find a way to make a team that's going to be better than this team if we're going to win a championship, especially in the East. So we do win game five, though, so we're not totally out of the woods just yet. We have an amortization still going. Thibodeau's still the coach right now. So let's go to game six and see if we can tie this bad boy. I mean, we might have a chance to do so. We can send this back to Chicago. And who knows, man? Game 7, anything can happen. But it looks like Miami might end up taking care of business here. We gave it a little bit of a run there at the end, but we do lose 104-110. So Denver, and you got Miami Heat beating the Denver Nuggets in 4. Is this Carmelo's last year? I think there were some rumors, if I'm not mistaken, that there was like a potential that Carmelo Anthony may have signed with the Bulls, but obviously he got traded to the Knicks, or maybe it was later in the future. I just remember there was like a close call that he almost signed with the Bulls or something, and it just didn't happen. But Kurt Thomas is going to retire for us, and then Steve Nash is retiring McDyess. So a couple retirements there. If we go to historic changes, we have the Wizards changing their logo, and the Knicks are changing a little bit of their logo too. For the lottery, let's go see what we have going on here. So we have no lottery pick for us, obviously, but the Phoenix Suns get number 1. We'll be picking at 27. So we'll come into this draft class kind of knowing who's good and who's not, but will we have a good pick to get one of those guys? We'll have to find out. So we head to draft night. I mean, is there potential we could trade up in this draft? Because this is like the Clay and Kawhi draft, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, Kyrie Irving here too. So if we can get like a Kawhi Leonard, or obviously the Bulls got Jimmy Butler really late in the draft this year, I believe. So it would be cool to get one of these guys, but more than likely we're not going to be able to unless we found some crazy trade-up scenario. But I just kind of highly doubt we are in a position to do that. So we could sell off some pieces, but it may not make the most sense to do that. So let's just draft with 27, see what we got going on here, see if there's anybody. Also, I would like to see who's gone so far, like where they've gone. So Kawhi's going to Phoenix, Jimmy Butler to Charlotte, Kyrie's going to the Minnesota Timberwolves as he's an 85 overall. Clay 79. Clay would be a perfect fit on this team. But unfortunately, we're not positioned to draft him. Okay, so let's see what we got here at 27, or if anything significant at all. So we have Reggie Jackson, who ended up being a solid player. Might be the guy we take here as a bench piece. Okay, this is where Norris Cole came into the league. Not quite. He wasn't quite there yet. Anybody with Hall of Fame ceiling, I have no idea if any of these guys would, or why would they have Hall of Fame ceiling? Like All-Star ceiling? Probably not, right? So I think I am going to settle for Reggie Jackson, though. Like I said, he ended up being a decent player off the bench for the Thunder there for a minute, and then went to Detroit and was okay. And then we could take, like, I guess a shooter like Davis Bertans or something in the second round. So, yeah, I think I'm cool with that. So we'll take that. We got Jackson and Davis Bertans, both 74, 72, which isn't bad as rookies. And then Keith Bogans, we will decline. And James Johnson, we will accept just in case maybe there's some progression from him. Of course, Derrick Rose will be accepted as well. And Joakim Noah is a free agent. Okay, so Carmelo is sitting here. We do not have cap room, though, as far as I'm concerned right now. So, Joakim Noah, obviously going to be a very important re-sign. What does this team truly need, though? Because we have Derrick Rose, of course, at point guard, Watson backing him up, and we just drafted Reggie Jackson, which, Reggie Jackson, we could give him the role right away, so I might not be opposed to that. Korver is our starting two-guard right now, which is fine. Luol Deng was our second guy next to Derrick Rose. Ronnie Brewer, I don't mind that. James Johnson, Gibson, Bertans, and then Boozer, and then Joakim Noah will be re-signed. So, I think I want to make a big move here and maybe get a second player that's better than Boozer. I think that's kind of my ideal goal here. I don't exactly remember when it happened, but I know the Lakers and the Bulls swapped Boozer for Pau Gasol. I don't think it was quite yet, but I know that happened eventually. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to try to maybe do something differently than Boozer next to Derrick Rose right now. I'm going to be honest, there's actually some really good offers right now that I'm really tempted to take. So this one is staring at me in the face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin paired together back in the day. Obviously, the dunks would have gone crazy. Now, we do have to gut our roster a little bit, but I'm going to get Bledsoe and Blake Griffin at 21 and 23. This trade is pretty damn good, and I love it. But this next one, I also don't mind either, which it was Paul George. This one's kind of cool, too. Obviously, the Pacers did trade Kawhi Leonard on draft night, so maybe they, this isn't quite draft night, but would they trade Paul George? I mean, it's tempting. I'm not going to lie. Paul George and Derrick Rose going forward, or do the Blake Griffin and Eric Bledsoe trade? I do think this puts us in a way better position going forward, but is this less realistic than the other one? I don't know. Are any of them realistic? We don't have to be like totally realistic. I'd like to try to stay somewhat in the realm, but I mean, this is back in 2010, 2011, so I mean, I'm tempted by both of them, but I do kind of like the Paul George pairing with Derrick Rose going forward, but at the same time, I think we got to do this one. This one's just way more fun. Blake Griffin and Bledsoe are going to come to the Chicago Bulls. Just to make it even better, I think I should be throwing them another pick because this is a really good trade for us right now. I'll throw them 2 because, like I said, this is such a steal in my opinion that the fact they want another one, they're going to be an unprotected Minnesota. That's a really good pick right now. Yeah, sure, sign me up. So we'll go ahead and do that. The trade logic in 2K is just so silly sometimes, but there was a 2K26 article that came out, so maybe that gives us some hope going forward. We'll have to see. But Blake Griffin is now our new power forward. We'll resign Joakim Noah. Probably slide Gibson to the 5 more than likely. And then we'll sign a shooting guard that can shoot or something. We'll figure it out. So, like a Flaulo, for instance. He would be solid next to Rose going forward. So, I wouldn't mind that. Or Shannon Brown. So, I'm going to throw a Flaulo an offer sheet. I don't know if we can get him, but would not mind him as a starter going forward next to what we have going on right now. And then, obviously, Joakim Noah, I'm still definitely, want to re-sign him. So, Joakim Noah, can I get both of them? I have no idea. We're going to find out. So, I'm going to renounce Amir Ashik. And we don't have enough room to sign a Flaulo. Okay, so that's fine. I kind of figured that would probably be the case. So we don't get... So Bledsoe and Derrick Rose may have to start together in the backcourt, which I don't think is a horrible thing. Probably not the best fit, ideally, going forward. But I think for now, I think I can roll with it. So we did have to trade Corver, obviously, to make this happen, but I think I'm feeling pretty good. Bledsoe and Bledsoe and Blake Griffin is going to be super fun next to Derrick Rose. So Griffin's an 86, Luol Deng's 85, 81 Bledsoe, 74 James Johnson, 77 Gibson, 78. All this is looking fantastic. Let's go look at the rotation going into year number 2. The Pirate is first overall, and here is what I'm kind of looking at. So we got Derrick Rose, Bledsoe, Luol Deng, Blake Griffin, and Joakim Noah. This is looking good. I do think I will trade Bledsoe with a trade deadline, though. I just think that Bledsoe and Derrick Rose as a backcourt fit may not be the best. I think if we can move Bledsoe for something a little bit more of a sharpshooter, I think that'd be the most ideal thing. Unless he starts shooting 40% from 3 this year, which we'll see if that's the case. But I think that's what I'd like to do ideally. And this is what your rotation is looking like. So Reggie Jackson is getting minutes immediately, which I'm fine with. And then the only thing I'm going to look at is that the proficiency was on defense right now, which I guess we're technically a 3.5 at, but I think I would rather run balance. I think that would probably make more sense. So we're going to run a balance system. If I do stop the trade deadline to trade Bledsoe, which there's definitely a possibility I will. Of course, I will show you what I'm kind of thinking when we're there. But let's go ahead and summate this season and see how a pairing of Rose and Blake Griffin is going to shake out. I can't wait to see how these two do together. So at the end of this season, Derrick Rose does get his MVP trophy once again like he did in real life, so that's awesome to see. 31-10 on the season for him. Jimmy Butler is your Rookie of the Year in New Orleans. Would have loved to have added him to Chicago again. Chris Kamen's your 6th man. Duncan is your defensive player, and Goran Dragic is your most improved. Scott Brooks, Coach of the Year. Nathan Source is your executive. So here's your all-NBA first team. Unfortunately, I did stop at the trade deadline to look at Bledsoe trades, but a lot of the trades I would have been doing, I've been trading for a much older player, like a Jason Terry at 34 years old, or the other tempting one was Granger at 28, which was tempting, but I decided not to and held on to what we were doing at the moment. So yeah, I decided not to make a move at the deadline. We are the first seed going up against the Philadelphia 76ers, which is obviously, I believe, the team that Derrick Rose injured his knee against. You had 31 from Derrick Rose, 19 and 11 from Blake Griffin, 17 from Luol Deng, 15 from Bledsoe, 7 and 10 from Noah, 7 from Reggie Jackson, already contributing, which is nice. 5 from James Johnson, 5, and then 5. So all this is looking decent, but all that matters is how far are we going to go in this playoff run. Did Miami keep the big three? They've kept him so far. We have JJ Barea as their starting point guard now. The Philadelphia at this point, they had what? Drew Holiday, Evan Turner, Iguodala, Brand, Perkins, Lou Williams, Isaiah Thomas, and Maurice Bates. So game 1 is going to go to us, 108-91, 28-27. Game 2 is going to go to them, so they get one in Chicago. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to them. So we got a dogfight so far against this 76ers team, which is, I feel like, a team we probably shouldn't be struggling against, but, I mean, they got a couple guys that are pretty good, like Iggy and Drew Holiday, so I don't know. Are we going to win Game 5, though? We are. 106-109, closer game than I would have wanted, but we do get it done. All we got to do is win Game 6, and we can maybe push ourselves into the second round. So let's see. We can make that happen, and we have ourselves a close Game 6, but it looks like they may force a Game 7 back to Chicago. So Game 7 is indeed happening. Let's do this. 8-man rotation. This to just get out of the first round after we were just in the second round last year. Philadelphia is giving us some issues right now. Can we hang on, though? So we have the lead late here. Looks like we're blowing them out, though, so I think we should be in a good position. So we get to the second round. 44, 7-7 from Derrick Rose, 27, 10-10 from Blake Griffin. And now I get the Wizards. So the Washington Wizards have John Wall, Nick Young, which John Wall just called his retirement the other day, which is fun. Nick Young, Klay Thompson, a young Klay Thompson. Yeah, Klay and John Wall would be pretty nasty. I think that would have been a great duo. Blanche, McGee, Arenas, Booker, and Kirk Heinrich and Jody Meeks. Okay. Let's see if we got what it takes. Game 1 is going to go to us. A John Wall versus Derrick Rose series definitely would have went hard back in the day. Game 2, they evened it up. So another fight on our hands. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to them. So yeah, we're in a tied series once again. So let's go to Game 5 at home and see if we can take the 3-2 lead here. We definitely need it. If we find ourselves down 3-2, that could be troublesome going back to Washington, and we will hang on 108 or 98-103. Miami also got eliminated. I would have loved to have played them because I think that's the team I wanted to take down in this video, but unfortunately, we got Boston and Indiana on the other side, which Boston's another team that is really good too, so that should be tough out for us. But let's focus on winning Game 6, right? Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. All right. Game 5 on the road, or this is Game 6, sorry. Game 6 on the road in DC. Can we hang on to this lead that we've built so far? It's looking good at this current moment. And we go up 109-101 and win Game 6. And it is Boston sitting here. Autosave is on because there's a moment that I want to jump in if we can. So we just saw what Boston had. They have the big four still. They're up 1-0. Game 2 is going to go to them as well. So we find ourselves in trouble after losing both games at home. So we got to go on the road and try to win both on the road, which is not going to be an easy ask. So let's see if we have what it takes to steal game 3 after they stole both our games, and they're going to go up 3-0. Not a good sign for us right now. Let's see if we can maybe find a way to, I don't know, fight back in this. Can we tie the series? Like, can we just focus on winning, I guess, just one game right now? So we got to win game 4. That's the start of things. And it is going to be going in our favor, barely, but we did win game 4. So we're going to go back home to game 5 in Chicago. So this could be a golden opportunity to win 2 in a row. We got to win at home. So let's see if we can't make that happen. It's a game going in their favor most of the game so far, and the Celtics will beat us in 5. So unfortunately, we did not have what it takes to beat the Celtics, but the Thunder did knock them off as Kevin Durant's your Finals MVP. So yeah, that's done there. All right, I think obviously, like I said, the big move I was kind of going to do at the deadline that I didn't do, I think it needs to come now. I think we need to trade Bledsoe. I think Bledsoe would get us something really good. Might even wait till player progression to do it because he's probably going to develop, a little bit more, I would hope. Minnesota's pick, by the way, I don't know where that pick's going to end up, but we do have it in this draft, I believe. Or was that a later pick? So we have the 17th pick, which isn't as good as I would have wanted. We have 17 and 27, though. So, that's maybe another move we can make if we decided to make a trade on draft night. We could add rookies, but I think I'm more in the aggressive pursuit. We just got to the we got to the second round, got to the conference finals, have been eliminated both times. We're on a pursuit to the NBA finals now. So let's get aggressive here and maybe look at the idea of making a move using our draft picks on draft night with one of our salaries. I do have another crazy idea in mind, and this is something you're looking at that you're probably wondering, what the hell am I doing? Well, for context, we're in the 2012 draft, right? So we could bring home the Chicago kid, Anthony Davis, to pair him alongside what we have going on right now. So Joakim Noah would be the victim of that. Now, if I can find a way to do this without Joakim Noah in the trade, we have an Anthony Davis, Joakim Noah rotation. I'm down for that too. So if we throw Bledsoe at the Raptors, would they be tempted by a young Eric Bledsoe along with our 2 draft picks and maybe even a future one? We get Anthony Davis. Like, this would be a mortgaging of all of our future right now. Let's just try without another future pick. They don't agree to that, so I kind of figured it probably costs another pick, and they still don't agree. So maybe it does have to be Noah. I'll try to throw in a little bit more, but I'm trying to get Anthony Davis here if I can. That's like my motivation right now. I would like to not throw in Reggie Jackson, but if I have to, I would do it. I'm gonna be honest. So let's say we don't do Bledsoe and we do Joakim Noah instead. What do they say then? They still say no. Okay, what if I give you seconds? They still say no. So they're very, very, which I understand. They really like what they have with, obviously, Anthony Davis. But if we get Anthony Davis on this team, dude, I really want this pick so badly. They're still not tempted to do it, though. Okay, the one other thing I can maybe look to do is make Bertans accept his option really quickly. But, man, do I really want Davis? I'm going to try one more time. If they don't accept it, then I guess we just can't get him. That was like my whole hope, but if we can't get him, we can't get him. So let's throw Reggie Jackson here. Let's throw Bertans in here. Let's throw our 17 and 27. We're going to go back to, I forgot who had number 1. It was the Raptors. So we're going to go back to Toronto, and we'll offer them Bledsoe. Okay, so they can't actually take that much salary on. So let's remove, well, I guess we can't. Well, we'll figure it out. So Bledsoe and this pick, and then you give me... maybe not Tristan Thompson, but like, you give me Jordan Hamilton? No, they need more money than... Okay, so there's a lot more. Jarrett Jack, what about that? No, damn. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll throw Noah in here instead. It was something I really wanted to do, but I don't think we're gonna be able to make that happen. So that was gonna be my golden idea. Unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. Andy Davis would have been awesome to add on the Chicago Bulls, but can we get pick 3 maybe instead and like just, settle for that? Let's see if we can get pick 3 off the Suns. I'm gonna throw 17, 27 at them and Bertans, which they can't even take. So I guess all I can throw, yeah, this isn't gonna happen. They want Blake Griffin, they'll be Goran Dragic. I'm not doing it. So let's pick at 17 and 27. Dude, I'm so disappointed. I wanted Anthony Davis so badly. So we have Austin Rivers, as a pick, Will Barton. I'll probably take Will Barton here. And at 27, we'll take, I guess, John, or we can take Plumlee or Zealy. I guess I'll take a Zealy. Okay, so that's our draft. Anthony Davis would have been what out of the draft? An 85 overall. Dude, so it would have been so awesome. Would have been so awesome. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen. So Barton and Fazili, welcome. And Ronnie Brewer will accept. And Bledsoe trade is still on the horizon, as I mentioned. So We're going to wait for player progression for that, though, I think. So we're going to obviously re-sign Derrick Rose, get that done. Getting an offer sheet from the Jazz, which we weren't going to let happen. So is there anyone else I can sign before I X out of here? There's like 25 Chris Douglas Roberts, which I don't know much about him. There's Charles Lee sitting here. Or, sorry, Courtney Lee, not Charles Lee. That's the coach of the Hornets. Yeah, I think I might throw him an offer just in case if we need to walk away with something. So I'm going to get Courtney Lee just signed to the team. And let's go to the depth chart now. And let's look at a Bledsoe trade. Hoping he develops a little bit here. So he is going to be an 82. So there was literally no movement from him at all. So that kind of sucks. But still going to trade him, like I said. Okay, so we cooked something up. I'm going to show you guys what I was cooking there, but I didn't think they'd accept it. We're getting Joe Johnson. We traded a ton to get him, but this was going to be kind of our final all-in move here to make it happen. So now we have a rotation of Derrick Rose, ISO Joe, 31 years old, but still going to be a phenomenal piece to fit next to what we have going on right now with Luol Deng, Brewer, James Johnson, Blake Griffin, Joakim Noah, and Taj Gibson. So I'm feeling good about that. I tried the Anthony Davis thing. That unfortunately did not come through. We'll go into year 3 trying to get Derrick Rose this ring. I think we have a very good shot at doing so. So Powering does have us first overall, so we are fairly high on 2K's rank, and here is your rotation. So we'll go back to 9-man rotation as well, but Derrick Rose, ISO Joe, Deng, Blake Griffin, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, Courtney Lee, Brewer, and Reggie Jackson. I feel solid about this. We still have James Johnson ready to play if anybody fouls out. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping to be a first in the East again, but this time we get all the way to that finals, but we'll see, man. That's the hope, and we'll pray that it happens. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So at the end of this season, Derrick Rose wins himself an MVP trophy once again. 28-10 for the, representing us. Anthony Davis, man, I wanted you so bad, man. I really did. That's what she said. But 18-10 from Anthony Davis. 6-man goes to Vucevic. Greg Oden is your depoy on the Blazers. So obviously Oden is a big what if he never got hurt. Same thing with Derrick Rose. Eric Maynard is your most improved. Walt is your coach of the year, and Nathan Source is your executive. So here is your All-NBA first, and we also get Blake Griffin representing alongside him, which is really cool. All-NBA second and All-NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. But clearly the hope for us is we're going to pave our way to those NBA finals. So let's see if we can finally do that. Here are your player stats. You had 28 from Derrick Rose, 21 and 12 from Blake Griffin, 17 from Deng, 16 from Joe Johnson, 9 from Reggie Jackson, 8 from Courtney Lee, 7 and 10 from Joakim Noah. One thing I haven't looked at once throughout this video, by the way, is the offense and defensive rating, which is something I've should have been looking at. So number 3 on offense, and then number 2 on defense. So top 3 on both sides of the ball. That you'd like to think that gets you far, but we get to play the Knicks, who have Raymond Felton, Aflalo, Wilson Chandler, Stoudemire, Mozgov, Bayless, Anthony Randolph, and Tony Douglas. All right, and Mirotic, I saw him too. We're up 1-0, 119-86. That's great. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to us, and we beat them in 5. W. Okay, the Celtics also getting eliminated, and the Miami Heat might get past the Sixers. So I'd like to see them, though. I'm not going to lie. Unless if they don't have LeBron anymore. No, they do. They still have the big 3. I love to see them if we can. But let's focus on the Pacers. So Pacers have Collison, Vince Carter, Paul George, Gallinari, Enes Kanter, Granger, Beverly, Hansborough, and Crawford. And Paul George has developed into what? We could have traded for him earlier. He's a 92 now. So, yeah, and he's shooting fairly well. So he probably would have been the better fit going forward, but, we took Blake Griffin instead, and Bledsoe, and turned him to ISO Joe. So, I don't know. Let's see who wins. Game 1 is going to go to us, 122-78, 32 and 14 from Derrick Rose, 29 and 18 from Blake Griffin. Game 2 is going to go to us. So far, so good. We win Game 3. Please, Miami, get past the Wizards. I need Miami to win. I really want to play the Miami Heat, but I won't step in, even though I really want to see the Miami Heat. Let's see if they win Game 6. They don't. We don't get to see the Heat again. Okay, so Oklahoma City and either Portland or Golden State on the other side. It will be the Warriors, who have Stephen Curry and Monte Ellis still. Okay, so we get to play John Wall and Klay Thompson again, which is going to be fun. We did beat them last year, but I think it went to 7 if I remember correctly. So we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. We're going to be 2-1. I think this is exactly how it started last year. So now it's an even series. We got this far. We didn't even win, or I think we won 1 game in the conference finals last year. So this is a very golden opportunity to take advantage of being in a tied series at home with 2 games left to play at home. That's what I meant to say. But it looks like the Wizards may take the first one in Chicago, which is very disappointing to say the least. And now we got 130 to 112. So we have to win game 6, and that's literally the only option here. So game 6 on the road in DC to get past, to get to a game 7. We're not going to get past them yet. We need a game 7 to happen. We have the lead at the moment, but they're right behind us, so they may take it at any moment. But we will hang on and force a game 7. So 126 to 114. Game 7 is happening in Chi-Town. Fingers crossed it goes our way. Let's go. Game 7 at home in Chicago. What more could you possibly want to get past the Wizards here? Someone's going to be heartbroken. It may be me. It's a very close game. We may have to jump in and watch this bad boy unfold. But I would like to see us run away with this lead if we can. It's going to be a 1-point game with 2 minutes left. It's now tied. We take the lead. It's tied. Okay, 110-110. A minute 26 left. We got to jump into this. We have to. So like usual, I will not be playing this out. I'm going to let the AI take care of business. He's taking on John Wall to the basket, and Rose is going to get a layup over him. Unfortunately, I am in front of the scoreboard, and, back in the day, I guess it's in the corner here. I'll keep in mind, 112 to 110 is the score at the moment. So we're up 2. We got, I don't even know who that was with the ball, but we do get a stop, and they miss it. We got Joe Johnson with the rebound. He's going to see what he's going to do with it. He gives it to Gibson. Back to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, oh my gosh. I don't know who that center was, but oh man, that felt like a good shot. Andre Blatch, unfortunately, gets the rebound. Jody Meeks has it. He's going to try to take it to the basket. Getting stopped. Oh my gosh, that was almost a steal by Joe Johnson, but instead, Gilbert Arenas going to the basket. Nice defense, and we get the rebound. So we're still up 2 right now. Rose to ISO Joe. Joe Johnson's got Arenas guarding him, and Johnson's going to get it to Noah. We're going to get it to Gibson. Derrick Rose, do we get it to Derrick Rose or let Joe Johnson cook? There's only 34 seconds left in the game. Joe Johnson's got an open 3. He's going to take it, and he is going to make it. It is now a 5-point game. What a shot from Joe Johnson. We needed that and then some. Arenas is going to have it now. Let's see if we can take care of business. They are going to call the timeout. So it's 110-115. And now they need a big possession on this next, they need a big basket on this next possession. I've got myself out of the way for now so you guys can see the scoreboard because I know it's a big thing for some of you guys. So we got a 5-point game, 27 seconds left. John Wall is going to take it. Oh my gosh, Rose, what just happened? He gets it to Clay. That's a good shot. Very good possession, but unfortunately, Clay is going to miss it. Wow, that was a fire possession by the Washington Wizards. That was literally executed perfectly. Rose lost his ankles for whatever reason, and then John Wall kicks it to a wide open Clay, which, you really couldn't want anything better in that situation, I think. So, unfortunately, Clay does not knock it down. That would have made this game more interesting, but I'm kind of glad he didn't knock it down because I want to get out of here sweat-free. He's going to make this one, isn't he? Yeah, of course he makes that one. So, the 4-point game with 13 seconds left. Joe Johnson has 15. Nick Young has 9. They're going to foul Joe Johnson. That sends him to the free throw line. He makes both of these. It's a 6-point game again. We should be in business. So, Joe going to the line. He's going to make the first one. I just needed to make the second one. That's all I need. And we should be in, in a position to... Oh, he misses it. Okay. McGee gets the rebound to John Wall. John Wall is going to give it to Nick Young. Another 3 makes this game interesting. Unfortunately, Nick Young misses it. And that is going to be all she wrote. So we are headed to the NBA Finals for the first time in this video. Let's go ahead, get to the NBA Finals. And I think it was the Oklahoma City Thunder awaiting us. So let's see if we can go beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, we got the face cam back on, and we get the Oklahoma City Thunder. As I mentioned, that was a tough-fought Game 7 series or 7-game series, but now we get to play Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Zach Randolph, Serge Ibaka, Eric Maynor, Marcus Dort, and Cephalosha. Man, is there a lot of star power in this series. Our starting 5 looks really good. So does theirs. This should be the most balanced series I've ever seen, but it could go either way. Obviously, the Thunder are much, stacked much heavier than us with Russ, Harden, and Durant. So I think this is a simcast every game type of series, as we do have home court advantage to start things off. We can start out here and win game 1. That would be the best thing we could possibly do. But the Thunder are right behind us. Can we hang on here? We will. 102 to 116. So big win. We win game 2 as well. Let's go find out. Again, simcast, I think is going to be our best friend here. This series is looking a little intimidating with the Thunder being so stacked with Durant, Harden, and Russ, and they are going to win game 2. So, yeah, I kind of had a feeling this was going to be very tough. We're still running our 8-man rotation. Let's see if we can get one in Oklahoma City. We need to steal at least one of these. That's the most ideal thing. If we could make it game 3, that'd be even better. Get out of the way early, and we go into game 4 with no pressure. Looking good at the moment. We will hang on 122 to 115. Okay, so we win game 3. Now, if we win game 4, this would be the most perfect thing we could possibly do. Let's see if we have what it takes to take that down or make it happen. And it's looking good at this current moment. And we will win game 4, 111 to 101. And now we're up 3-1. I don't know why I was like calling it that we won the series already. It is definitely not over. All right, let's go to game 5 at home in Chicago. This is celebrate the trophy in front of our home fans, but the Thunder may be thinking other things. They are. They're going to blow us out in game 5. So, yeah. Oh, well, we did make a little bit of a comeback there, but nothing really. Okay. Game 6 on the road. We've won 2 road games, so let's see if we can win another one. Let's see if we got what it takes to win on the road in OKC once again, or is this going to head to a game 7? It's a close game 6, but they're going to run away with it, and a game 7 is happening. So we might be blowing a 3-1 lead here, which is not ideal. We're still running the 8-man rotation. Oh boy, I'm nervous going to this game 7. I am nervous. Let's go to it. Let's see what happens. Game 7 to make this rebuild in the most perfect way possible. We just had a 3-1 lead. Can we hang on to it? We got the lead right now. This may be a game we have to jump into. It's leaning in our favor right now, though. I think we're good. Okay, so that was a scary game 7 scenario, but we did take care of business. 160 and 102. The Oklahoma City Thunder really had us nervous there on the ropes, but fortunately for us, we are going to win this game. James Harden's about to inbound to Russell Westbrook. Let me see if I can get a dunk with Derrick Rose or something. So I'm going to try to get a steal here. That didn't work. Okay, we got a steal. Derrick Rose in transition. Can I put the capper here? It's not going to let me dunk, damn. I wanted to take that. Oh, he made it, though. 118, 102. It honestly wasn't necessary for me to score there. That was really bad sportsmanship. But, hey, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video regardless. This was a fun one. I love these throwback rebuilds, and this is a perfect way, I feel like, to end 2K25 for some of these iconic players that I won't get to talk about anymore. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.